I'd like to welcome everybody to CKJ Crypto News. I'm going to call this Ripple is Unstoppable Part 2. My thing is the proof is in the partnerships, and also Chris Larsen, I am saying, is a genius. On today's show, now I will say these articles are old articles. This basically goes back into Chris Larsen's career and how it started. And Chris Larsen is no stranger to battling the SEC. This article right here is Prosper back to making loans, still battles SEC. But this article's from 2010. And this is Chris Larsen. Pretty much this guy's a genius. Has started quite a few successful startups. And then from there, we'll kind of go into Prosper Marketplace raised 165 million in latest funding round. And this is Prosper Marketplace that Chris Larsen is the CEO of. And that takes us to Media Alert. Prosper CEO Chris Larsen calls for protesters, banks, and regulators to harness momentum of Occupy Wall Street and deliver real change. So this is huge. This is Chris Larsen. Chris Larsen is the founder of Ripple, and I am backing Ripple big time. This guy is a major mover and a shaker, that's for sure. But first, I'm going to say hello to everybody in the live stream and welcome everybody to the CKJ News live stream. How's everybody doing tonight? Greg Ghost, my brother, how you doing, my friend? Angel Fog, my brother, hello. Welcome to CKJ live stream. Can everybody in the room smash some thumbs up? Here tonight, we're going to show you what CKJ says we research. I'm going to show you Crypto Pioneers, how we research, and why Chris Larsen, founder of Ripple, is a mad scientist. He's a genius, that's for sure. I'm Redeemed. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome. Hi, Joe. I hope all is well. Life's amazing. We're Crypto Pioneers, and things couldn't be no better. We're invested in Ripple. Things couldn't be no better. That's for sure. Got a new camera. Things couldn't be no better. Can you see me more clear? For some reason, it seems like it got... Dallas OB, thanks for stopping by. Chris Manuel, I called the RC1 on live stream. Hit the shout out. Oh, yeah, you did too, Chris. You're right about that. You called that like right away the other day first. That's for sure. I'll give you that respect. It's not a big deal. What if it takes off? It's going to take off. You know why? I'm going to show everybody. But first, let me say hello to everybody. Darren Golder. All right, man. Good. I'm great. How you doing, Darren? Dave Jocelyn. Stellar Talk. Oh, yes. Trust me. Stellar is going to be huge, too. No doubt about that. This is a crypto revolution. It's going to be huge. We're pioneers. We're all going to have financial freedom, I believe, because we're the first ones in. Dave. Darren Golder. Oh, The Wonderful Life of Bob J. More on an XRP. Wonderful Life of Bob. You're going to love tonight's live stream then, because we're going to dig a little bit deeper in Chris Larsen's career. Chris Larsen is the founder of Ripple. Chris Larsen is no stranger to battle in the SEC, Security Exchange Commission. Chris Larsen is no stranger to being very successful. Darren Golder, Marcelo Brown, Ali, Hyde, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Can everybody smash some thumbs up? It's completely a big deal, Fong. Yeah, it is a big deal. He right about that. New equipment, nice. Yeah, new camera. All right, we'll get the show started really quick. Yesterday I did Ripple is Unstoppable. And I kind of wanted to like really make people know that Ripple is unstoppable. And the main reason Ripple is unstoppable is because of this right here. This man right here, Chris Larsen. He is the founder of Ripple, and he is the founder of many successful startups, all reached billionaire status. He was probably a billionaire before Ripple. But Prosper, this is the company he started, was peer-to-peer lending. And actually, it's a really good, interesting article, too. It's almost similar to cryptos. This guy's been pretty much on this path for peer-to-peer, helping people, looking out for people, bringing revolutionary technology to the people. And I do believe he's working with banks this time just to get this technology to the people. He knows what he has to do to get past the SEC. Because Prosper, back to making loans, still battles SEC. Now, I will say this article is from 2010. But it's a hell of an article. It pretty much shows you that Chris Larsen is no stranger to dealing with the SEC. And we don't fear the SEC when Chris Larsen is our front man. That's for sure. Chris Larsen, co-founder and CEO of Prosper, poses Monday, April 27, 2009 in San Francisco. Silicon Valley, like I said, it's an old article, but it just goes to show you this guy's a mover and a shaker. Silicon Valley entrepreneur Chris Larsen started Prosper Marketplace, an alternative lender. So it's already for the people, and he actually backed 450 of these loans with his own money. So this guy's huge. I'm going to read that article for everybody who just came in the room. And that's going to lead us to the Prosper Marketplace raises 165 million. So Chris Larsen is no stranger to everybody wanting to back everything he does. This is a huge article right here. And that leads us to this one right here. Media alert, Prosper CEO Chris Larsen calls for protesters. If you're familiar with the Occupy Wall Street movement, it was pretty much where protesters camped out in California for, many, many months. And this is right about the time the financial crash happened. The banking industry crashed. And Chris Larsen backed these protesters that for change. They were tired of the way the banking system was going. He pretty much raised millions of dollars to feed these protesters. Like this guy's been involved with the people a lot. Media alert, Prosper CEO Chris Larsen calls for protesters, banks, and regulators to harness momentum of Occupy Wall Street and deliver real change. Real change? Okay, I know somebody must have got that from him. Change is going to come. Anyway, these are hell of articles right here. I will share those with everybody. You'll want to see this article right here. That's for sure. Let me say hello to anybody else. Can everybody smash some thumbs up really quick? That's the articles we'll cover. I just want to see who's in the room. Sandra V. Hello, how are you, my friend? How are you? Life's amazing. New equipment, yeah, redeemed. We're moving on up. Angel Fog, yeah. Dallas OB. Jason Smith, good to see you, my friend. Great Ghost, I bought an extra 250 XRP 4 hours ago. After I read all these articles, you're going to want to go buy another 250 XRP. That's for sure. Like, we're backing Chris Larsen. Chris Larsen, he's a genius. I'm gonna title this one XRP's Unstoppable Part 2. Darren Golder, say hi to RHUD. Chris Manuel, hold damn right, strong hands. Fergus O'Hare, hello. Sandra V. Everybody, can you please smash some thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Alright, this is the founder of Ripple right here, Chris Larsen. Prosper to back to making loans, still battles SEC. And this is why I'm confident when he says that Ripple is not a security. Ripple is not a security. He's traveled down this road before. Silicon Valley entrepreneur Chris Larsen started Prosper Marketplace, also the founder of Ripple, as an alternative lending online community where borrowers seeking up to $25,000 are matched with lenders who bid for their business. So this was actually a hell of an idea. You got people that invest into the company. They're investing into loans. It's damn near almost similar to BitConnect, I'll be honest. You invest the money into loans. They lend your money out, and you get returns on your loans. So, he hit the market from every direction. You got the initial investors who put money in. Then you got the people that's borrowing money. And then the people that put money in are making money, and the people that are putting money in are paying interest. So he's like, whew, he's getting it from every direction. But anyway, the Securities and Exchange Commission saw it differently. Okay, that's why I said Chris Larsen's battled the SEC before, contending that Prosper is an investment firm in disguise. Okay. This distinction is academic. When the SEC won the debate and assumed jurisdiction over the company, the consequences for Prosper were significant. The startup shut down for 9 months and spent $4 million to get in compliance with the SEC, Larsen said. So I believe he's trying to stick it to the SEC with Ripple, that's for sure. Anyway, this is a simple version of banking as you can get it, This is a simple version of banking as you can get it, Larsen said. The SEC is putting a round peg into a square hole. So he pretty much says that we don't get along with banks. And that's why I believe that he's coming at him again with Ripple, because really, first he said to getting them used to the Ripple technology, it took 3 to 5 years just to get them used to the ledger. And once they get comfortable with that technology, he's going to say, guess what, guys? We also got this XRP that you have to use. If you want to simplify cross-border payments, XRP is the way to go. Why keep $27 million in escrow accounts when you can just use XRP for cross-border payments and simplify? The banks are going to make a ton of money, but guess what? So will we. because we're invested in XRP. The San Francisco company has turned to Congress where it's battled to be regulated more like bank is being played out as many small part of the financial regulation overhaul. Larsen characterizes it as a clash between the innovation, internet, economy, and outdated Washington attitudes. Damn! Chris Larsen is a bad boy. All right, let me calm down. Okay. The worst kind of regulation is regulation. Damn, Chris, tell him. Are y'all with me on this so far, crypto pioneers? Huh? Are we researching research here? Yeah, it's a good time to load up. Actually, it's down about 70 cents. Anyway, let's continue. The stakes, basically, hold on, let me read that one line one more time, and then we'll move forward. I'll stop playing. The worst kind of regulation is regulation. That puts huge barriers, kills the technology, promises at the end of the day, didn't protect either side, Larsen said, founder of Ripple. Peer-to-peer growth. The stakes are high. To regulate businesses known to peer-to-peer lending, could it be as continues the growth? Garner and its research firm Stanford predicted in January the amount of peer-to-peer loans would jump at least 66% to 5 million by 2013. Like I said, crypto pioneers, this is an old article. It's just pretty much him battling the SEC prior. He's had prior experience of battling these guys. Prosper, which is privately held, employs 30 people, has raised $57 million in venture capital since it began in 2006. The firm originated $197 million in loans. Damn. Think of the company as a cross between Facebook and eBay. Borrowers make requests for loans up to $25,000 and set the maximum interest rate they're willing to pay. Lenders set the minimum interest rate. See, this got borrowers setting and lenders. This is a huge idea. Interest rate that then embedded increments of $25,000 to $25,000. So pretty much investment strategy. The SEC contends that Prosper is not the same as a bank because customers rely on efforts of Prosper to make money. The citations of the company websites refer to peer-to-peer lending as an investment strategy. The SEC action stemmed from its duty to protect the public, said agency John Napster. Regardless of the innovation, basically is which investments are solid, investors are entitled to full and fair disclosures that security laws require. So, the SEC scrutiny, I'm about to cut this article short. The SEC scrutiny increased in 2008. Larsen, founder of Ripple, who said he was a bit surprised by the attention to his small firm at a time when financial crisis was full bloom, decided to stop facilitating new loans and register with the SEC in October 2008. Even though the company was closed, the regulator imposed a cease and desist order in November 24th, 2008. Now, this is his prior company, his prior battle with the SEC. He spent $4 million to pretty much get things in line. And he's back for round 2 with the SEC. And this time he has a lot of people backing him. Banks. He's basically working with the banks and not against them to get XRP to the people so people can benefit from peer-to-peer, what crypto was originally invented for. Lawyers represented lenders sued. Okay, I'm not going to read that part. Let me see. So, while Prosper may not look like lending, the SEC is right to call it investing, security lawyer says. So pretty much, that's one hell of an article. This pretty much says that Chris Larsen started Prosper Lending. Prosper to making loans still battles SEC, and this is in 2010. So he pretty much started a lending company that he wanted to do peer-to-peer loans where you can link investors and borrowers. And pretty much the banks got pissed off because they want to be the ones lending all the money. And actually that led us to now peer-to-peer lending is regulated and it's huge. So that's a huge article right there. Chris Larsen has been the mover and shaker for a very long time. I'll just read the title to this one and then I'm going to come back into the group and see what's going on. Prosper Marketplace raises $165 million in the latest fund rounding. And this is from 2015. We'll go into that in 1 second. I just want to see what's going on in here. Everything is dropping. Everything is red. Bad news. That's good news. That is good news. Bad news is everything is down. The good news is the opportunity to get in on a much better deal. That's for sure. We might even drop a little bit more. Hey, I hope so. Yeah, actually, everything used to drop on this Friday anyway. Things go down. Um, okay. Tony, my friend, good to see you. We pretty much today I've covered why I'm gonna title this live stream "Ripple is Unstoppable Part 2." And the reason I say Ripple is Unstoppable Part 2 for people that just joined the chat or joined the live stream is because of this great genius right here. This is Chris Larsen. Chris Larsen is the founder of Ripple. Chris Larsen is started several successful companies, and he has battled toe to toe with the SEC and won. Prosper back to making loans, still battles SEC. And this is in 2010. So Chris Larsen has been battling them for a while. Now, basically, Prosper Marketplace raised $165 million. To keep propelling its growth, Prosper Marketplace is turning to a new round of investors, including several banks that once could be seen as competitors. Damn! So what do we got right here? We got prior people that wanted to shut them down. The company got so big, gained so much momentum that now banks want to get involved. Does that sound like something familiar to us? Ripple. Invest, including several banks that once could be seen as competitors. Prosper online loan marketplace plans to announce on Thursday that it has raised $165 million in new financing. That values the company at $1.7 billion. I told you Chris Larsen was already a billionaire. This values the company at $1.7 billion, excluding the new investment, putting it with Silicon Valley's much converted unicorn club and startups evaluations over $1 billion. So Chris Larsen is a major mover and shaker. Yes, Ripple is unstoppable. The investment was led by Credit Suisse, Next Investors, an arm of Swiss Bank, and was joined by other banks like JP Morgan Chase, SunTrust Banks, USSA, and BBVA Ventures. Damn. So we already had multiple banks that pretty much invested in Chris Larsen startups before. They know that Chris Larsen is a genius. Anything he does is going to anything he touches turns to gold. And that's the truth. Other investors include Neuberger, Berman, Passport Capital, and Briar Capital investment firms. Pretty much in 2010, Chris Larsen was the Lone Ranger. Everybody was against him. Nobody believed in him. He was his technology was amazing. His genius was there. And by 2015, not even 5 years later, the same people that wanted to talk down to him were begging to invest in him. So, and that says it right there. There's all the banks right there. This represents really strategic investors for us in the long term. Prosper chief executive told Dealbook in a telephone interview. In the past, our investors makeup was primarily venture capital and private equity. So branching out into strategic investors is new for us and very exciting. I bet it is. The new round, whose valuation is more than double what the company was appraised for at this time last year. That's going to sound just like Ripple by this time next year. This is going to be the same exact line. Continues to highlight and continues to interest in loan marketplace, which match would be borrowers with willing lenders through the internet using sophisticated computer algorithms. Sounds like Ripple again. Through the industry began under a new name, peer-to-peer. Bam! And that's what crypto was eventually started for. Right there, Bitcoin was eventually started for, was peer-to-peer. And I do believe once Brad Garlinghouse was the founder of Ripple, that's why he brought XRP in. That was to benefit the people. He started Ripple to pretty much soften banks up. He knew what he was going to do the whole time. He knew he was going to bring XRP to digital asset because that's what is for the people. Federal Reserve already said this technology could underpin the next generation from poverty, from high fees, overdraft fees. We know it costs 4 cents for each transaction. This is his long range goal, is to be there for the people. And we'll get to the next article while I'll back that up right here. Media alert: Prosper CEO Chris Larsen calls for protesters, banks, and regulators to harness momentum of Occupy Wall Street and deliver real change. And that's what Chris Larsen is known for, delivering real change. That's for sure. Whew. It's a lot of good information here. Get ready for XRP. It's no stopping Randy Sullivan, that's for sure. Chucky Loco, what's going on? Hope get XRP get up to like $500. Oh, it's gonna be way more than $500 in the future. They got $27 trillion locked up in escrow accounts. They only created billions of XRP. When this is all said and done, that light looks very bright right there. When this is all said and done, there's not going to be enough XRP. I can almost guarantee that. They pretty much said they locked them most of them up escrow so they can sell them to institutional investors. Now, pretty much everybody's waiting to see what happens with the SEC. And let's just say Chris Larsen is very familiar with the SEC. Yeah, Chris Larsen is the man. That's for sure. So that's going to pretty much lead me to the rest of this article. We'll just scan through it now. But I thought it was kind of interesting. Though the industry began under the name peer-to-peer, its members have gravitated towards the monkier marketplace lending, in part because there's so many investors and loans originated by the business are now huge financial institutions. Damn! So you see what just happened right there, actually? When he first started this Prosper Marketplace, it was pretty much private investors and venture capital firms. And then it shifted to banks wanting to be involved. Of course, because this is a new way of lending. He created a new way of lending. So it shifted from banks taking over. And guess what? That's exactly what's going on in the crypto world right now as we speak. Everybody said a bank wouldn't touch Ripple. Everybody said no banks wouldn't even use digital assets or cryptocurrencies. Now what do we have? We hear about banks signing every day with this technology. We hear Western Union is now piloting XRapid, which gives value to XRP. I mean, it's the same series of events unfolding right here. And this is why I like digging in the past of people's prior careers, prior jobs, because you'd have the same, he has one formula, and he's applying the same formula to a different avenue. First it was peer-to-peer, now it's Ripple, and now it's cryptos. So he's going to do some big things, that's for sure. Lending Club, Prosper's biggest competitor, went public last year. Now, SEC priorly said that Prosper Marketplace was violating SEC rules. He fought him. He invested $4 million. He won. Now we got knockoff companies, like basically a company that stole his idea. Lending Club, same thing. Prosper's biggest competitor went public, which the company went public. That means they're selling shares, they're legal, they're regulated, the whole nine. Like, he paved the way for all that. Last year, in one of the more prominent stock debuts in 2014, Lending Club initial offering, the first in the industry, I'm going to buy me some more Ripple tonight. I'm buying more Ripple tonight, I'm telling you. Oh my gosh, I'm so hyped. Anyway. Whew. You see what happened here? Lending Club's initial offering, the first in the industry. It's all because of Chris Larsen. Raised more than $870 million, exceeding expectations. Chris Larsen, you always do. And it now trades at market value of about $7 billion. Way to go, Chris. You're an ass kicker. That's for sure. Prosper, once the leading member of this industry before a series of management problems, is in deep into multi-layer turnaround. The company said it originated nearly $600 million worth of loans in its first quarter, and up some 300% from the same time last year. Overall, the company pulled in $80 million in revenue on $1.6 billion in loans originated last year, compared with $19 million in revenue and $360 million loans in 2013. So that pretty much covers that right there. I'm going to see who's in the room, and we'll cover the last article. If you're familiar with Occupy Wall Street, this is why I say Chris Larsen is for the people. Prosper CEO Chris Larsen calls for protesters, banks, and regulators to harness momentum of Occupy Wall Street and deliver real change. That's what Chris Larsen is all about, delivering real change. That's for sure. So, Marcel Brown, invested in crypto, especially XRP, will allow me to go to my children's practice and my daughter's ballet. I work 12-hour days and could never meet, practice, or show. And that's exactly what Chris Larsen wants. Chris Larsen wants you to spend more time with your family. He wants you to be able to go to ballet arena practice and softball games with your kids. And that's what cryptos are all about, to underpin the next generation from poverty. And that's for sure. Can everybody in here please smash some thumbs up? And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to CKJ Crypto News. Keep your eye on the end game. Don't let go of your XRP. Hell no, don't let go of your XRP. Believe it or not, I barely even pay attention to the price of XRP. I mean, I kind of look to see if it goes down so I can increase my position. But going up or down, I mean, up is great, but down does not bother me at all. I'm extremely confident in this technology. The research I've done, we know this is revolutionary. And this is why I've been making the other day. Ripple XRP is unstoppable. You got Chris Larsen, who's battled the SEC many times prior. He knows what he's doing. He's an innovator. He's a man. He's a genius. Like this guy right here, like he's a genius. That's for sure. So everybody don't worry. Everything is going to be just fine. Apollo seems okay, but I'll pass, Angel Fox says. You pulled a string on my heart with this one. My children's practice, daughter's ballet. I work 12-hour days. Keep it keep investing in XRP. You'll be just fine. But don't put yourself out. Just put a little bit in each as you can afford. I'm not a financial advisor. I just do a hell of a lot of research. Dallas OB, like the XRP mainstream and privacy coins. Yeah. Keep your eye on the end game. Don't let go of your XRP. Angel Falk says, Randy Sullivan, CKJ, you're right. XRP, available supply is not enough. Exactly. I'm glad somebody finally backed me up on that one. The XRP supply is not enough. It's not gonna be enough for what it's gonna be used for. That's for sure. It's not gonna be enough for what it's gonna be used for. That's for sure. We're talking $27 trillion in escrow, and we're only talking what? We'll just say what? 35 billion circulating supply, 100 billion in escrow. That's nothing. Oprah's worth $1 billion. We got people that are worth $1 billion. Just one person. We're talking about a company that's revolutionary. Like, this is amazing. This is huge. Anyway, oh, okay, we're farther down now. Diego's in the room. Good to see you, my friend. So anyway, buy more. Great research, man. Thanks big time, Darren. I appreciate that. It won't be enough. Yeah, you're right about that. And the last article I really want to cover just really quick is I remember watching this all the time about the Occupy Wall Street movement. It was pretty much where everybody was sick and tired of the banks. They were fed up being ripped off from the banks, the overdraft fees, and the whole nine. And Chris Larsen was one of the most outspoken people at this time, supporting the Occupy Wall Street movement, feeding the protester. He calls for real change right here. And this is an article from 2011. Pretty much, I like to do, and this is why I'm so confident that Ripple will be successful and XRP will be successful. Because I don't just study, okay, this Cointelegraph did this article. I like to do research. This is what I do. I do research. I research. I like to go all the way back to Chris Larsen's birth, all the way back to Brad Garling's house birth. I like to see who's involved in what and what's going on. And I tweeted all these articles too. You can follow me on Twitter if you want to see where I got these articles from. Right here, Chris Larsen, CKJ at CKJ Crypto News. I appreciate that. And that brings us to this last article right here. The Occupy Wall Street demonstrations spreading across the country are a tremendous opportunity to focus on energy of changing what's wrong with our financial system. Damn! Yo, Chris Larsen, I mean, he is being so smart the way he's doing this now. He's bringing a product that he knows that the people can benefit from, which is XRP. But he got them used to the Ripple ledger first. He brought them Ripple first in the ledger, the blockchain technology that they cannot deny. He's going to basically put them in a situation where they're going to be forced to use XRP. Not even forced. They'll be more than happy to use it. That's for sure. And he will have the last laugh, and we will have the last laugh. Because he wants to fix what's wrong with the financial system, and this is from 2011. However, affecting this change requires real action from protesters, consumers, banks, and regulators. Who? Chris Larsen? Who? CEO and co-founder of Prosper. Chris Larsen has been regarded as a consumer advocate, a web pioneer, and a disruptor of established financial services models. Damn! I didn't even read this article. I just read the first line, and I knew it was going to be a good one. Affecting this change requires real action from protesters. Chris Larsen has been a consumer advocate, web pioneer, and disruptor establishment financial services model. As the co-founder of the first online lending company, eLoan, he was responsible for helping to author one of the nation's strongest consumer financial protection laws. Yeah, he was the first one to draft a law to protect the consumers, the California privacy law. This uh, he was responsible for helping to author one of the nation's strongest consumer financial protection laws and played a pivotal role in making credit scores available to consumers for free. The three big credit guys stole that from him. He was the first one to do that too. Like, damn. There's probably like 20 different things Chris Larsen was the first person to think to do. First person to do. Um, this commitment to making consumers' lending market more efficient and transparent led to his co-founding of P2P lending site Prosper.com, which removes the barriers of traditional financing. Damn right, Ripple. Here we go. Larsen is available to speak with media about how the energy behind the Occupy Wall Street demonstrates and could lead to much needed change in America. I'm not going to read the whole article. I did tweet it. Um, Larsen is available by satellite and telephone from San Francisco in his studio, allowing for time to travel. So he's pretty much saying, hey, he could talk to anybody. Marketplace is a peer-to-peer lending, and it's all about that. So this is pretty much, and I'll just tell you a little bit about that. He pretty much raised $1 million to feed these Occupy Wall Street movement, the protesters, and they camped out for like months and months. I think the government eventually had to move them. I'll do a little bit more research on how that ended. It didn't end like, I don't know. It's not over. It's just beginning, as far as in Chris Larsen's eyes, because now he's back with Ripple. That's for sure. Whew. Alrighty. Let me scan through here. I'd like to thank everybody for taking time out to review that. That did a lot. That took a lot of energy to go that deep with research. I tell you, I had to go deep on this one, and that's why XRP is unstoppable. Part 2. Alrighty. Whew. Seems like I'd like to thank everybody. Please smash some thumbs up. What's the best privacy coin? Apollo. Angel Phone. Who is rude? Diego. So what's up? Lucid states XRP is going to triple. I'm buying more right now on Binance. Didn't I say that? Once we heard all that information, XRP is going to be unstoppable. That's for sure. There's always going to be doubters, and there's going to be people that didn't believe. Whoever made that little comment right here, I'm not sure if they were tuned in just now. Maybe they didn't see this article right here. Prosper, back to making loans, still battles SEC. He beat the SEC before. He's all about the people. How the hell can this be the devil's coin if he's all about the people? Like, come on. Like, I just read 4 different articles that said how he's supported people, backed people, how he raised money. Media alert, Prosper CEO Chris Larsen calls for protesters, banks, and regulators to harness momentum of Occupy Wall Street and deliver real change. Like, how can we think anything different? That's for sure. CKJ, what is your price prediction for XRP by the end of the year? My price prediction for XRP is if we hold on to XRP, we'll have financial freedom. I believe that for sure. That's for sure. I made it to your live stream. Diego, Angel Fog, I like uphold, drain low. But this is what I'm going to do, Crypto Pioneers. I kind of wanted to like really make that video and kind of like really get to the point. I didn't want to make that live stream too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually end this live stream. And in about 5 minutes, I'm going to come right back to live stream. And then when I come back and live stream, that's when I kind of mainly want to just shoot the breeze with everybody and play around like we did last time. That was a lot of fun. So I kind of wanted to use this live stream to give you like the really quick, accurate Chris Larsen, Ripple's Unstoppable. Please smash some thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I will be back to the live stream within like 5 minutes. I just want to separate these live streams because I didn't want the Ripple Unstoppable live stream to pretty much go into us pretty much probably going to talk about Apollo. And I mean, not that there's nothing wrong about Apollo, but I kind of wanted to separate the main video from just like shooting the breeze with everybody. Just because that's so huge. Like, I want to get that up. That's for sure. We appreciate Joe. Keep up the good work. Everybody hit them like buttons. Thank you. Thank you, Marcellus Brown. I really appreciate that. It means the world to me. And we will be right back. And I hope to see everybody right back. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. Randy Sullivan. Diego, about time you made it. Darren Golder, can you say? And I think I covered everybody in here. JP Morgan. JP Morgan's in here? JP Morgan. All right, crypto pioneers. We'll be right back in 5 minutes. Thank you so much.